Hi, Brendan. Are you on the train right now?
Oh, hi, Linda. Yep, I'm on the train right now. I'll probably be there on time. I'm looking forward to today.
Yep, me too.
Still, though, I'm pretty nervous. I've met your mother a few times before when I visited your house, but it's my first time meeting your dad.
I've told him multiple times before to meet you, but he always makes up some sort of excuse and disappears whenever you come visit.
So, does he think of me as some random guy that stole his daughter?
Even if that's the case right now, I'm sure he's going to have a better opinion of you once he gets to meet you.
I hope so.
Anyways, this time I told him that you'd be coming to receive their blessing for our marriage. I don't think he'll escape this time.
I'll do my best to receive your parents' blessing.
I'll tell him about how much of a good person you are as well.
Thanks. I wouldn't know what to do without you.
Alright, take care then.
Yep, you take care as well. To think that you were a piece of scum that grew up without a father. What? Could this be Alinda's father? I got your contact information from Alinda's smartphone. Is that so? First off, let's get this straight. I'm not going to be your father-in-law. I'm not going to let you and my daughter even get married. All right, then I'll call you Mr. Reed for now. Mr. Reed, why did you do what you did back there? Because you're a piece of scum that was raised in a single-parent family. I'm sorry, but that's not an answer to my question. Why did you throw that ashtray at me? You didn't just throw it at me. You were even waiting for me to enter the front door, poised to throw it. Luckily, it was only a light ashtray, and I was able to get away with only the swelling on my forehead, which you seem to aim for. Not liking someone is not an excuse to throw stuff at them. You see, that's what I'm talking about. All I did was teach you a little lesson and you start getting all mad. You're a piece of scum that was raised by a single parent. Your reaction proves that what I say is right. If I may, there are people who become single parents against their own will. Even placed in such an environment, there are tons of people who have been raised on a straight path and are regular members of society. Don't you think that calling someone a piece of scum just because they were raised by a single parent is a bit prejudiced? You seem to want to say that you're a good example of someone that was raised on a straight path. It's not like I'm overconfident, but ever since I lost my father to an illness when I was 5, my mother raised me all on her own and even paid for me until university. I respect my mother from the bottom of my heart for that, both as a parent and as a human. There it is, your mother complex. Huh? I can already see my daughter being bullied by your mother, and you not doing anything if she were to marry you. Don't you think your interpretation is a bit one-sided? If the child is a piece of scum, then the mother must surely also be a piece of scum. What? I'm not going to let you marry my daughter. Mr. Reed, is that why you're provoking me on purpose? Do you want me to get mad at your heartless insults and insult you in return? So that I might accidentally say something that will make me and Alinda break up? Well, sorry to say this, but the things you said about single parents and their children at least don't apply to me and my mother. So there's no way I'm going to lose my temper and say something compromising. Huh? I'll end our conversation here for today, but me wanting to marry Alinda still hasn't changed, so I hope we can come to an understanding in the future.
Brendan! Sorry it took me so long to contact you.
Hi, Linda.
You see, My dad took my smartphone from me, and I was only able to get it back now. Mom got it back for me without him knowing. Is the place where the ashtray hit you all right?
Yep, it only got a bit red and it's basically nothing now.
I'm glad. I'm sorry for my father. I never thought he would do such a thing.
Did you hear why he's opposing our marriage?
Yep, I heard. He explained it to us in grand eloquence. Me and Mom didn't know what to say after his speech.
Is that so?
I'm so sorry. I didn't expect him to be this opposed to us getting married. Even if you were opposed to the wedding, why would he just throw an ashtray at you without even listening to what you had to say?
Linda, let's calm down a bit. If we lose our tempers here, then we'll just be doing what he wants us to do.
You're right. Oh, I forgot. Mom says there's something she wants to tell the two of us.
Oh, Mrs. Reed?
She said she's been thinking about it for a while, but has finally decided it after seeing my dad's attitude today.
I wonder what it is.
She told us to set up a meeting when Dad wouldn't be around.
Got it. Could you tell her that I'm free on weekday nights and on weekends?
Got it, hold on. I just asked Mom, and she said the sooner the better. So come tomorrow after work. Dad works a night shift, so he won't be here.
Understood. I'll contact you once I'm done with work tomorrow.
I'm so sorry about today.
Hey, don't apologize. It's not your fault. Well then, see you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
So you didn't have enough and decided to come again. But I heard that you were going to work a night shift today. The production line was halted because one of our machines broke down. They told us repair would take the whole night, and so I got home early. Is that so? I'm going to marry Linda to another man. Huh? Her husband is going to be the son of an executive director of the company I work at. Me and the executive director have been friends for a long time, and I promised to him that I would give his son my daughter to marry. The son of an executive director? How does it feel? He's a part of the upper class. You're nothing compared to him. You work at a factory owned by a food company at S City, right, Mr. Reed? I'm sure Linda will immediately give up marrying you if I tell her about this opportunity. Don't you dare bother my daughter's happiness, you single-parent raised piece of scum. Is that so? If that's the case, then I'm done. I see. It's a bit rude of me to say this, but I'll praise you for knowing when to quit. Don't get any ideas. I'm definitely going to marry Linda. I just mean that I don't need a father-in-law like you. What did you say? Sorry for bothering you. Linda, are you all right?
Brendan, my dad. I'm so sorry again. To think that he would have come home early.
Apparently something happened at his company, so we couldn't have known. More importantly though, are you all right? I was forcefully kicked out of the house, but I'm worried about you and your mom who were left with him.
I'm fine. Dad kept texting someone or talking to someone on the phone, so he didn't seem to have time for us. The two of us took this opportunity and fled by car. We're at my mom's brother's house right now. By the way, Mom left him the divorce papers, which she already signed.
So her plan is already underway, huh?
She said she was intending on this all along and had been preparing since last night. She wanted to tell you about it, but Dad suddenly came home.
Oh, is that so? Based on what she said up until I was kicked out, I guess the preparation was the obvious choice.
Dad's probably going to try and find out where we went.
No, obviously I'm not going to tell him, so don't worry. More importantly, it seems that your father has an arranged marriage set up for you.
Huh? You mean he wants me to marry someone else?
Yep. He says that your husband is going to be the son of an executive director of the company he works at.
The son of an executive director?
Could it be someone you know?
He was a classmate during middle school. Apparently he's extremely bright and is one of the candidates for the next CEO.
Oh, so that's why your dad wanted you to marry him so much.
But I heard during our middle school reunion recently that he was already engaged.
Huh?
It seems that people at the company don't know yet, though. Apparently, his fiancée is the daughter of the company's CEO.
What?
If we let Dad do as he likes, I feel like a lot of people that have nothing to do with this are going to be caught up in this mess.
You're right.
I have a bad feeling that this is going to be a hassle.
Hey, Linda, could you let me take care of this situation? I feel like we need to finish things right now.
Do you have a plan?
I think that getting my mother to intervene is the quickest way to take care of all of this.
What? Your mother?
To be honest, this is a card that I didn't really want to play, but it seems like I have no choice if I want to stop this before things get out of hand. I want you to wait a bit longer. Hey, Brendan, what's the meaning of this? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Your mother was the largest owner of our company's stocks? I intended to tell you about it when I came to your house to ask you for your blessing, but you never let me in. But instead threw an ashtray right as I stepped into the front door and shoved me out. I was wondering what to do about all of this when you told me about the arranged marriage you had for Linda with the son of an executive director. To be honest, I couldn't help but be bewildered at your sudden news concerning Brenda's arranged marriage. Me and the executive director were classmates during elementary school and middle school. Not only that, but Linda and his son were also classmates during middle school. This couldn't have been a better bond. But I heard that the son of this executive director is already engaged. Huh? Who's he engaged to? I got permission from the two of them, so I'll tell you. It seems that his fiancée is the daughter of your company's CEO. Even if there hasn't been any official announcement in the company yet, I think that treating the executive director's son as if he was engaged to Linda without even asking him in his opinion is a bit problematic. This was around the time when me and Linda got a bit worried that a bunch of people who were unrelated to our marriage might get caught up in the mess that you were about to cause. Which is why I decided that I needed my mother, the company's largest stockholder, to intervene and have her tell the company about the situation. I had no idea this was happening. That's not the end of it. It seems that you were telling some of your colleagues that my daughter might get married to the son of an executive director. This eventually made its way to the ears of the CEO and of the executive director himself. Apparently, if my mother hadn't told them about the situation, this might have caused a huge commotion in the company. After all, the son of this executive director was already engaged, and to the CEO's daughter nonetheless. You're exaggerating, right? What are you talking about? Depending on how you look at it, one could say that what you did was disrupting the marriage of the next CEO and the daughter of the current CEO. So that's why I was told not to come to work anymore today. I don't know what the company is going to do with you, but it seems that you turned in the divorce papers your wife gave you to the city hall the day she gave them to you. Oh, well, that's... Elinda says that she's going to cut ties with you as well. Hold on, wait! Please make sure not to get the two of them, who are now strangers to you, involved in whatever happens to you. Hold on, wait! This is not what I was intending. The divorce papers as well. I let my anger get a hold of me, which is the only reason I turned them in. I wasn't actually serious. If my wife apologizes, I'm willing to get married with her again. That sounds like a long story, am I right? Well, yes. It's an important one after all. But I'm now just a stranger to you. And I don't need to listen to what you say. Huh? And frankly, talking to you any longer is just a waste of time. So, goodbye. Wait! A few days after this incident, it seems that Mr. Reed was told by his company to relocate somewhere far away. It seems that the people at the company have the silent understanding that that's where people go as a sort of exile. But Mr. Reed knew that he was being saved by the skin of his neck. And so, without a choice, he accepted. The next week, he set off for this remote island. Apparently, he now receives a much lower salary and is barely able to get by living on his own. Speaking of which, as he had never done any household chores in his life, he was having trouble living on his own. And so his diet was now heavily imbalanced. His room is full of garbage he's too lazy to take out. And his clothes are dirty since he didn't wash them. And his personality hasn't seemed to change a bit, though. And he has no clue that the days until he's fired are numbered.
Hey, Pam. I was wondering about your answer, to my marriage proposal. What do you say?
That again, huh?
Yeah, sorry if I'm being overly persistent, but it's been 5 months since I proposed, and it's really bugging me. If you have a reason for turning me down, I want you to be honest and tell me.
Well, not sure how to say this, but I still want to make sure, I guess.
Make sure? Huh? Make sure about what?
Yeah, I want to make sure Matt, if you're really good for me.
But now? Do you want me to make sure now? I mean, we've been going out for 4 years now. Are you still not sure? Also, when Carl suggested we live together first, you were a bit wishy-washy about that, too. I really would appreciate some kind of reaction from you. You keep giving me the runaround.
Reaction, huh? Yeah, okay. You brought up my brother's name, so this may just be the opportune time.
Opportune?
Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you then. About your annual income, it's way lower than Carl's, right?
Huh?
Come on, it's lower, right?
Yeah, well, I guess. I never really talked about it, but yeah, I guess his income is higher. He works at a foreign firm, and his sales record is way up there at the top, right? Besides, he's like 10 years older than either of us. I've only been working for 3 years, so he's way ahead of me. I mean, it's obvious he would be making more.
Yeah, I guess you're right. My brother, boy, he is really awesome, isn't he?
Huh? Hey, Pam, aren't we getting a little sidetracked here?
Sidetracked? What do you mean?
I mean, Carl's annual income has nothing to do with my marriage proposal to you.
Well, actually, it's got everything to do with it.
Really? Why?
So, that's that, so I'm sorry.
Huh?
Your marriage proposal, I'm gonna pass on it. I'm really sorry.
But why? At least give me a reason!
Well, I have to marry someone that will surpass my brother. I hope you understand.
Huh? Are you serious? That's a little insulting, don't you think? I agree that Carl is a great guy and all that, and I really do respect him, but he's been working for 10 years and I've only been working 3 years, straight out of college. How could you compare the two? Comparing the two of us just doesn't make sense.
But the fact is that my brother Carl is way more awesome than you. You should be grateful. I gave you 3 years since joining the company to make something of yourself. Matt, I really thought you were the one. I was sure you would be able to surpass my brother Carl. But I'm sorry to say that the 3-year wait was just a waste of time. So sorry. I hope you understand.
Are you being serious?
I am, and since the whole thing is off, we no longer have to meet. See ya.
Huh? Wait!
I'm gonna block you. Nice talking to you. Bye-bye. Hey, Matt, I heard. Are you okay?
Hey sis, what's up?
I heard it all from Carl. Didn't really know how I should contact you. Hey, cheer up, little brother.
Sorry to worry you.
And Carl, he feels really bad about the whole thing. It seems Pam has had an almost abnormal love for her older brother since they were kids. He was actually taken aback by the demands. Comparing you to Carl, he's really disheartened about the whole thing. Thinks it's all his fault.
Yeah, I get it. After all, it was Carl who introduced me to Pam 3 years ago. But please tell him it's not his fault. He had nothing to do with it. Tell him not to feel bad about the whole thing.
Okay, not a problem. I'll tell him. Are you... Matt, you really going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. My buddy took me out drinking the other day and got an earful of all of my grievances. I'm sure he had a good time. My heart was a bit wounded, but I'm starting to feel better. I'll get over it.
Well, that makes me feel way better.
Hey sis, can I blow off steam with you on occasion?
What? For sure. Blow off all the steam you want. That's why I sent you the line message. Steam away.
Thanks, sis. Really appreciate it. Really. Always so manly.
Hey, excuse me, but I'm a woman.
Maybe I should call you Master Yoda. Huh?
Huh? Am I so shriveled up and windy? Well, if you can make jokes like that, you're gonna be just fine, little brother.
I'm glad I talked to you, sis. I feel way better already.
So, I also hear you're coming home at the end of the month.
Yeah, figured I could talk with Dad. He would be able to get me back on track again. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I guess I'll head home then too. Let's all sit down and have a few drinks. It'll be fun for a change.
Yeah, that sounds great. Cheers!
Hey Matt, it's been a while. There was something I wanted to ask you. Do you have a bit of time?
Yeah, what's up? It's been ages. Can I help you with something?
Yeah, my brother, Carl, he's getting married.
Yeah, I know.
So, you also must know who his wife-to-be will be, Michelle, right?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? Michelle is my sister.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So I take it you had no idea.
No, I didn't.
When Carl introduced me to you, he said I was his girlfriend's younger brother.
Yeah, I guess I forgot all about that. I got it all wrong. I thought he said you were someone's brother from work.
Yeah, well, my sister works at the same office as Carl. There's no doubt about that. But it really doesn't matter. It's all in the past. So, what is it you want? Alrighty, if that's all, see ya.
Please, wait.
Huh? What now?
Matt, I made up my mind. I decided to accept your proposal.
Huh?
I think we're perfect for each other.
But you rejected my proposal a long time ago. And I thought you didn't want a guy whose annual income was less than Carl's.
Please, forget all that. I gave it a lot of thought, and I came to the conclusion that you were the best for me. If you're still angry that I rejected you, please give me another chance. Matt, would you marry me?
Sorry, gonna pass.
Huh?
Our relationship ended when you rejected my proposal years ago.
Yeah, well, I just rejected the proposal. I didn't intend to end our romantic relationship.
You said the whole thing was off and that we no longer had to see each other. Then you blocked me. Yeah, real romantic. Okay then. I'm gonna block you! Nice talking to you! Bye-bye! Remember that?
Huh? Yeah, kinda.
That's what you said the last time we talked. It was clear at that moment that you never intended to see me ever again. And you insist that our so-called romantic relationship hasn't ended? Please, give me a break. If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
It's not a joke. How could you say that? I really care for you, Matt. That's why I contacted you. I'm being serious, really.
Huh? I see. So what are you so serious about, can I ask?
Like I said, I'm serious about getting married.
I don't think that's it.
Why won't you believe me?
Okay, listen up. You know perfectly well that I'm Carl's fiance's brother. On top of that, Carl and I are really close friends now. With all that said, you really think I didn't hear?
Huh? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Hear what?
I'm talking about when Carl and Michelle started living together in preparation for getting married. It was right about that time you started harassing my sister. Right?
Huh? I don't know anything about that.
You snuck behind their backs and made yourself an extra key, and then snuck around the neighborhood where they lived, and when Carl wasn't around, you started giving Michelle a hard time, pestering her constantly. What's more, you used that extra key and snuck into their house, rummaging through her stuff, using it without her permission? But I know my sister. She can handle herself just fine. She talked to Carl about that whole thing. As a result, they decided to move. And so, now you're not able to get in contact with them. Did I leave out anything?
No, that's not right. I was only...
What's not right?
I don't want to criticize your sister, but she's got everything all mixed up is all.
Mixed up? Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Totally delusional. I didn't do anything of the sort. What do I have to be shunned when I didn't do anything? Matt, you're really close with them, right? Could you please tell me where they moved to? You tell me and I'll marry you.
Okay, let me get this straight. I tell you where they moved, and as a consolation prize, I get to marry you. Is that right?
That's right. Pretty good deal, huh?
Not exactly.
Come on, Matt. Stop beating around the bush. I know you want it.
Like I said, I'm gonna pass.
Well, that was before you knew that your sister was delusional. Now that you know it was all a mix-up by your sister, no problem.
It's no mix-up. It's fact.
I'm starting to sound like a broken record. I said I didn't do anything.
Let's get one thing straight. Their actions were based on sound evidence. They made sure of that.
Evidence?
They installed numerous security cameras in the house, and Michelle always carried around a tiny IC recorder. So with that, they collected all the footage of you in the house and your nasty comments to my sister. They also listed all the items that were stolen. Michelle took all this evidence and showed it to Carl, and they made the decision to move, without informing you.
But then that means...
Once my sister sets her mind to it, she will not stop until she's 100% satisfied. I'm sorry to say, you are not in the same league as her. I suggest you back off for your own good.
But you can't. If my brother sees all the stuff I did, he'll hate me forever.
Oh, so you admit you did all that stuff?
But I couldn't just let it go. I never expected my brother to get married.
What are you talking about?
I mean, my brother is going to be taken away from me. Obviously, I would try to stop it and take him back. And you too, Matt. You're just keeping up appearances, aren't you? I bet you're jealous as hell that your sister's being taken away from you.
No, not really.
No way! How could you not feel resentful?
Resentful? No, not at all.
Come on, you're lying. Hey, I'm in the same predicament as you. I understand your feelings. We're like two peas in a pod. So, we get married, you tell me where my brother is, everyone's happy.
I keep trying to tell you. Yeah, I am really fond of my sister. In fact, I love her dearly. But, unlike your abnormal brotherly love, or obsession, I should say, I don't go screwing things up for them.
Huh?
Besides, it's been quite a long time since they've been seeing each other. It was like 2 years ago that Carl proposed to my sister.
Huh? That long ago?
They were both pretty busy and couldn't get enough time to tie the knot. That's all. If, as you say, I was so obsessed with my sister, don't you think I would have done something about it a long time ago?
Well, I guess.
What if I did make a fuss and tried to take my sister away from Carl? I can just see you getting all upset with me about hurting your precious brother, right?
Yeah, well, I can't imagine anybody disliking my brother.
Are you starting to realize what you're saying? Everything you're saying is contradictory.
Huh?
You say I would probably be really jealous if someone took my sister away from me. You also say you can't imagine anybody disliking your brother. So which is it? Do you want me to be friends with Carl, or do you want me to hate him? Which is it?
Well, I'm just saying.
And another thing. I consider Carl more than a brother, a true friend. So I'm happy for them, and hope they have a good life together.
But that's...
About my sister marrying, I'm happy for her. But it's her life. She can do how she pleases. But I do know this. I don't want anything to do with someone who would marry me just to get her brother back.
But why?
You figured if you married me, you would never be separated from your brother, am I right? Well, it's all for nothing, actually. I'm already married.
Huh?
I got married earlier this year.
You're not serious. Wait a second. What about me? What happens to me? How am I gonna find out where my brother is? At least have him meet me so we can talk. I'll head over to your place right away.
Not sure that's possible. I moved out of state. With the whole family.
What? Where?
Anyways, I already rejected your proposal, so no need to meet anymore, right? See ya!
Please, wait just a sec!
Bye-bye. Gonna block you. After learning of Pam's abnormal obsession and relentless pestering of Michelle, Carl was furious. My sister took all the evidence she had and showed it to Pam's parents. Pam's parents were very fond of Michelle and liked Carl. They were infuriated with her actions. But Pam, being Pam, felt no remorse for what she did, and was eventually kicked out of the house. Pam had quit her job and lived life as what's called a NEET, and after bunking with various friends, she eventually met some guy and started living with him. Turns out the guy was actually married, just living away from home temporarily due to his job or something. After that, all I heard was she got deeply into debt and started working the nightlife, if you know what I mean. As for Carl and Michelle, yep, happily married, and, as was their longtime dream, working and living overseas. Last I heard, they were having a great time over there.